Hey, everybody. Tonight, I have Steven with me. You may know Steven. He is a fantastic content creator on Facebook, and I think he might be on a few other platforms, but he makes some fire content, guys. Originally, we were going to be interviewing one of these cowboys that you know, the ones that they're all hat and no
Nope.
horse. They get all up in the comments and they are real opinionated, but you can tell that they did not read the they didn't read the article.
Stephen, of course, as he said, retired military. I run the Big Bay Hunting Club, founder of Babylon Bitches Kennels. But I post some content that may be controversial, but I look for interaction. That's what we live for, is getting interaction. But I look forward to continuing.
So you down there in the big state of South Carolina, you're just below me down there.
Right.
What part of South Carolina are you in? I'm coastal. I'm on the coast. So where you at?
Dude, I live in Bono, but we hunt in Ridgeville, which is just outside the coast. I guess you could really throw a rock and hit Charleston or anywhere else. But just like anywhere else, our timber's being cut into divisions with all these developers and people moving down here because they want a life that's in the country, and then they want to take the country out of it.
Yeah, that's amazing to me how people move away from someplace and they say that they hate it there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just horrible. But then they want to change here to like it was there.
Right, exactly.
I've had people ask me, say, how do we get our garbage picked up? Well, what you do is you pick it up and you put it in the trunk of your car or in the back of your truck and you take it to the landfill, or you take it to the landfill drop-off site.
Convenience centers, that's right.
And that's the way it's been since I was a little boy.
When I went in the service, I was told deer hunting wouldn't be around no more when I got back. And I took a gamble, and luckily it was still here when I got back. But the property has divided in tenth of what it was. And unfortunately here, without private property, you don't have anywhere to hunt. We have a national forest, but it's only open to dog hunters. I don't know the exact number, but somewhere around 11 days a year, something like that. One doe day, the rest is buck only. And early in the season, our neighbors to the south, Georgia and Florida, come up and hunt with us during the national forest days because theirs isn't open yet. So then we're overrun with them, which I love to see them come. I enjoy speaking to people, but ultimately there's a lot of people that come up for that. So without private property, there's really nowhere to hunt and continue this tradition that we've always enjoyed.
And when you say private property, we're talking about property that you have permission to hunt.
Correct.
These folks in the comment section, stay off private property. Hey, we have private property too, man.
Right. We pay a lease. Sometimes it's from a private person or it's from a timber company. But basically, we pay their taxes so that we can hunt their property. And I mean, my club's 3,000 acres, and it's nowhere near big enough. I mean, we manage it the best we can, but there's clubs around me, 10, 12,000 acres. But there's so many people in them. In order to pay for it, it takes so many people to pay the lease. It's almost a hassle.
Yeah, I get that. We're sitting on 10,000 acres ourselves. We own part of it, and we do lease part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have a great big roster with memberships. We've got a couple dozen people, but we don't have 50, 60 people.
Ooh.
And I've seen people with that 50 and 60 on the rolls. But the good thing about it is not everybody wants to deer hunt on the same day, and not everybody wants to bear hunt on the same day. So it works out. It works out.
That's how my friends in Florida hunt. They got 500,000 acres in some places, and sometimes more, and they all pay it, and then they hunt as parties separately. Here we hunt the same day. Usually it's a Wednesday or a Saturday, and my still hunters can hunt anytime they feel like it, but that's for dog hunting. And it just takes money. Your acreage is $14 to $15 per acre. So the more acres you got, the more money it costs. Our lease is somewhere around 40,000. And then by the time we put corn and food plots and stuff like that, we're over 50. And it takes people to pay for it. And that's what I tell my members: less people, more money, less people. It's however you want to go. But ultimately, if I could afford it, I wouldn't hunt with nobody. But I enjoy hunting with my friends, but it does become a hassle, just like any organization. The less ideas, the better off you are. It's becoming a dying breed for us, especially down here in the low country where we're having, I don't want to call them renegades, but we're having people hunt property that don't belong to them. Their dogs loose on property. Their dogs are accidentally getting on property. And if you have a neighbor who is against it, or you've ruffled his feathers in some kind of way, it makes life hard for you.
Yeah, no doubt. You said something about a dog getting on somebody's property accidentally. I've been misquoted a lot. A lot of people remember me saying things that I never said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've said from day one, ever since I started doing this about 10 years ago, that if your dog gets on your neighbor's property every once in a while, that's an accident.
Right.
But if every time you cut him loose, he's halfway through your neighbor's property, that's a habit. It's a bad habit, and it's one you need to break. It's one you need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that if you continue doing it, you probably should be punished for.
Absolutely. I think every dog owner should have some type of responsibility for their animal. There's a situation sometimes where dogs just get away, and we know that happens. And my landowners beside me, they know that happens, and they're friendly as all get out. However, we do everything we can to mitigate that risk. With the Garmin and the technology nowadays, there's no reason for it. I'm the worst on my club as far as stopping dogs. I can stop them, but I got to tackle them. I'm grabbing them by toenails. It's nowhere near as good as some of my friends that I deer hunt with. They can stop them suckers on a dime. And usually it's my younger puppies. When they're tunnel vision at 6-8 months old, they are so hard to break that habit. But I get them. I don't let them go on other people's property. It don't matter if I have to tackle them, elbow them, or whatever, but we get them. But the guys I hunt with, you can take them anywhere and hunt any acreage you want, and they'll never step foot on somebody's property because their dogs listen that well. I've had dogs that I bought from a gentleman in Florida. Actually, he gave me the dog. She could be sight chasing a deer, and if you hit your whistle, she stopped and come straight to you. She didn't care nothing about it. But some of these dogs are just bullheaded, and unfortunately, some people don't take the time with them to make them listen, and then they create a havoc with their neighbors. Because you jump a deer, he knows where there's no pressure. He's going to that neighbor's property.
That's right.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, one of the comment cowboys, and that's what I call them. They're comment cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Giddy up," and he was in the comments hot and heavy, man. He was laying it out there.
Yeah.
About how this was a lie and that was a lie and the other was a lie. And here's the thing, folks. I don't know if it's the truth or not.
Right.
I can only go by what that first person witness tells me. I don't have the authority to swear him in anymore. Trust me, I wish I did. If I could swear him in and hold him to perjury,
yep.
All I ask is 10 questions. Give me 10 questions, and if your argument will survive 10 questions, I'll listen to you.
Right.
But usually don't go past 1 or 2. I said, man, come on tonight and let me interview you. And what did he say, Stephen? He said, all right, interview me.
First he said, yeah, interview me, and then he wanted you to come do it in person. That's right.
Yeah, drive down here like a man and do it in person.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's easy to stand in the dark and throw rocks into the light. But as the young kids say, stand on business. If you have something negative to say, step forward. Speak on your mind. Tell us what you feel. But these guys nowadays, they're so quick to ruin somebody or without repercussion. That's the problem. Yep.
Yeah, we've become a society where there's no penalty for doing things like that.
Right.
I've put out a bunch of clips.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you take a podcast and you clip it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all won't sit down and watch a 10-minute video.
No, they're not. If you don't catch their attention the first 5 seconds, it's over with.
Yeah, and they might not watch 5 seconds. But if you put out an hour-long podcast out there and you cover some topics, they're going to hop in the comments and they're going to tell you all about what you said, even though they did not watch it.
Right. They're going to the little piece they see. That's right.
They're going to read the title, look at the picture, and then tell you all about it.
I know in some of my stuff is going viral, it's always the same comment. Did you read the guy before you? I've already answered this question, but it the level of people, like you said, that don't read or are uneducated in the way, because your state does something one way doesn't mean my state has to do it a different way or the same way. And my rules of private property owner might not be the same as yours, but they're quick to tell you what it is in their area, and you should be fined or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you're like you're saying, they're not going to watch a 2-minute clip or a 3-minute clip. It has to be something that's grabbing them. But this topic you're speaking of, I've read it, both your article and watched a young man speak, and it doesn't sound to me like he's changed anything. That's just me.
Well, there are some differences, and anytime that you make a statement yourself, you're going to say things. And then if you're in a situation like you and I are talking,
yep.
If I ask you a question and you answer it,
mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to come back with a follow-up question. And that follow-up question is something that I'm asking for clarification on.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be something that you didn't cover in your original statement.
Right.
So the differences between my interview with that young man and his original statement, the only differences are some of his things in the interview are more specific because I asked clarifying questions.
I got you. Yep.
There's no difference to the substance of the interview. None
mm-hmm.
at all. He hasn't changed his story at all. And people have said, go ahead.
So what a good story he has. I don't know if I was in his situation how it would have ended. Sometimes you think, you look back and say, what would I do in that situation? I think the young man was better than me, but none of us know until we're there, but I wouldn't want to be in his situation. I hate he was in that situation.
Yeah, I don't want to be in that situation either. You're talking about people being, I guess the good term is willfully ignorant. One of the comment cowboys the other night on the live stream, he was telling me all kinds of stuff that was wrong. And I said, hey man, just come on screen and tell us. Because people say I'm taking a side. I'm not taking a side.
Right.
I'm telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the only story I have right now. If you have different information, I'd love to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if your information's secondhand or third hand, I'm going to take that for what it is. But if you have firsthand knowledge, I definitely want to hear it.
Right.
But nobody's wanting to come forward with firsthand knowledge. But this guy was saying he had all this information. And I'm like, hey, come on screen. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm like, okay, here's the link. I said, okay, I'm going to throw a link up on the Army of Orange homepage, and it'll be right there for you. Just go click on it. 2 other people found it. I don't know. I had 4 people on the screen there at one time. He said, well, I'm working on a water pump, but I'll give you 10 minutes. And then I'm like, well, okay. I mean, I'm going to be here for an hour. So you got an hour to get with me.
Right.
So at the end of it, he never showed up, and but he wore the comments out again. So I talking with another one of the comment cowboys today, and I was like, hey, why don't you come on the show? Well, yeah, I'd love to. Then he backs out, and can't do this and can't do that, and he's not going to drop everything he's doing to come on the podcast. And I'm like, okay, cool.
But he can all the time like he's not doing anything.
You got time to be in the comments for 12 hours.
Yeah.
So some people would rather climb a tree and tell a lie than stand on the ground and tell the truth. And then they accuse you of lying.
I know. I see it every day in my comments. I try to engage with my followers or even my haters to try to see their side of things, but it usually ends up in okay, yeah, you're right, whatever, blah blah blah. I grew up with the passing the common sense test. If I can commonly tell you how I feel or what I feel about a subject, you should be able to relate to me too. But these people that I'm speaking of, they can't. All they can do is curse and put you down and call you inbred and all this stuff. I've seen so many things. It's unreal. The same people tell you shouldn't hurt a snake tell you to swallow the shotgun. And this makes no sense to me. And let's have a logical conversation. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. But I don't speak on things I don't know about. But people love, like you said, they love to come on the comments and be warriors or cowboys. There's no doubt about that.
They're also critics with no credentials.
Yeah, I agree.
I had somebody comment on one of my videos, one of my older videos from like 7 or 8 years ago, not a podcast format, just a video. And he said, man, I wasted my time watching that video. I think it was about 20 seconds long. He probably wasted most of his life on it.
Right.
But I saw that and I was like, man, I bet this guy right here has got some fire content. I need to go straight to his page and look at his videos. I know he has got some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I found on his page? He didn't have a single original post. Everything he had was he had clicked and shared something from somebody else, and not a single video. I was so disappointed.
I think we called that plagiarism in high school.
Not the show I was looking for. Yeah, I know. I get that, man. The show you were looking for, the guy didn't show up.
Right.
I'm sorry. I mean, I guess we could throw shade on him in his absence, but I'm not that kind of guy. I'll tell what happened. He didn't show up.
Yep, no show.
He's a no-show. But Stephen and I can talk about the case in South Carolina. I mean, I don't know what's happening with it. I don't have any insider information.
No.
But I can tell you that that anytime two things come together, that they leave trace residue with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that Florida Fish and Wildlife, Florida calls their guys. I understand 2 officers and a canine did go through the property down there. They were invited. They didn't serve a warrant. They actually came through with permission. And I don't know if they found anything or not, but I know they were there. People in the comments have said they did not find a dog. I don't know if that's relevant. If you're searching 2 days after something allegedly happened, there's plenty of time to move evidence around. And I'm not even saying that the story the kid's telling is true. I'm saying that's the story he's telling.
Right.
And it's been consistent. He told it on his Facebook page, and then he told it to me, and he didn't read off the Facebook page. He told it to me from memory. When you tell the truth, you don't really have to remember anything. You just tell the truth. Right. But if you tell a lie, you have to remember what you said.
Yep. The story that I read, I hope the young man didn't go through that, because that's pretty intense for somebody young. But I would hope to never go through it again, or to go through that period. I couldn't imagine listening to somebody shooting my dog holler. That would probably send me into a fit of rage, and I would probably do things I shouldn't do, including trespassing. But I don't know the whole story. I don't know how the dogs ended up there. I know they crossed the road, but we all, landowners and dog hunters, we all got to look out for each other. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. There are people in the comments talking about Nicholas, saying that he's got a criminal history, and he does. I've talked with him about it. People say, "Oh, you didn't do a background check." I look people up. Yeah. I check people out. I know what I'm dealing with. If he had been convicted of perjury,
right,
I would have not listened to him. But he hasn't been convicted of perjury. He does have some assault charges he was convicted of, and I find that to be amazing, because the people in the comments are saying they would do things that would justify them being charged with felony assault,
mm-hmm.
or arson,
mm-hmm.
or other felonies, but they want to throw shade on him because he's got a conviction.
Right.
I don't have any convictions. You're welcome to look me up. You might look up my name and you might find another guy that's got a bunch of stuff, but trust me, I don't have any. The intelligence field don't really care for that if you have those.
No, it's hard to carry a top secret security clearance and have a conviction.
It is. It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't really understand that, but it's very difficult.
You can't even have bad credit. That's what they don't understand. See what happens. You be standing on carpet explaining what happened. But it's a sad world we live in where we would hurt somebody's animal because we were mad at that person for trespassing. I couldn't imagine doing something like that to somebody. Every one of us dog hunters, when we leave for the day, our biggest concern is bringing our dogs home with us. We don't care about a deer or a bear or a pig or a hog or whatever we're running. We want to bring our dogs home safe. And none of us that I know or that I associate with would ever put a dog in harm, meaning letting it cross somebody's property line intentionally. So for me to hurt somebody's animal, for somebody to hurt somebody's animal and possibly shoot at that somebody, that's asinine. That's egregious and shouldn't happen.
Yeah, when you start shooting at people, that's a whole new ballgame. But it shouldn't surprise you, because I have people in the comment section all the time that say that's exactly what they're going to do.
Right. Yeah, I see. They need to learn to stand your ground laws, and learn their local private landowner laws. It is absolutely a felony. That like I told a young man the other day that threatened to hurt my dog on Facebook. I don't know what would happen if you did, but neither one of our lives would be the same. That's all I can tell you. If I didn't retaliate and you taking my dog and hurting it would ruin me, and me pressing charges, there's no good outcome comes from this of either party. The best outcome, in my opinion, and I do still hunt, and I've never had nobody bother me, but is to secure the dog, contact the owner, and work it out that way, civilly. Hurting an animal, no matter what time or what level of knowledge the dog has, it's uncalled for.
So I always want to ask this question of these comment cowboys. It's posted in the comment section of this video. So these comment cowboys that want to say something have open mic. All they got to do is click the link and they're in. There ain't a single person even tried to come in, because I got the controls right here. I'm looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
But
I love to have open dialogue with anybody.
Me too.
Landowner, hill hunter, dog hunter, rabbit hunter, it don't matter. I enjoy open dialogue.
But see, that's the problem. They're not standing on business and they're not standing on substance. They're all what my daddy used to call had an alligator mouth and a mockingbird behind.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't get it. We all are here for a short period of time. We need to look out for each other, but it's hard to preach that to people that can't see the forest for the trees. They don't see your value in this world or what you do compared to their value and what they do.
What really amazes me, and I have people that are real quick to thank me for my service,
mm-hmm.
and then talk absolute cash trash about you just as soon as you're out of the way, or
right.
But they'll, thank you so much for your service. I'm so glad that you gave up the best part of your life so that I could enjoy, living free. But let me wipe my rear end with the Constitution, and let me show you how much I really appreciate you by completely disrespecting my neighbor and just being a complete jerk.
Yeah. I've done things for people that as soon as you leave for that night, your name is mud. And you just wish them well, bless their heart, and keep on moving. We were discussing a gentleman, I'm sure you've seen it, the gentleman that his dog got shot. It was on a recall. He'd already toned it off and was bringing it back out of somebody's property, and they shot it and killed. Well, we assume they killed the dog. They never found the dog, but his tracking collar went dead. And then he claims, which like Todd was saying, we don't know for sure, but he claims that the landowner began shooting in their direction. It's in part in Florida down there. You've probably read about it. That's what we were discussing.
Yeah. I mean, something similar along those lines has happened here in the government. I mean, and then obviously with the other story that we know. But
Right.
like that happened to one of my buddies, which I wouldn't say is shooting in the direction, but when it was asked about it, said, no, I never seen a dog and whatnot. And then, of course, like they tried to call her to his house and they found it at his house, dashed under his porch.
I know years ago when we had Quick Track and West Waco had that area over there called the Sanctuary, we've seen dogs get killed in there and the old beep beep collars thrown in the ditch. But, it's just a lack of respect for each other. That's what it is. And so
it's a lack of respect in general. I had some people in the comments that were asking where Nick was, and I said this was supposed to be for the people on the other side of the thing to talk. Nick wasn't invited tonight.
Right.
And now I've got this person, B. Larson 90, was hoping to hear why and ask that question. And the three of us will be glad to discuss it with you. We've all got questions too. Every one of us have questions.
And probably different views. Yeah.
So I would like for you to come give it to us personally. So I appreciate you guys coming in and talking tonight here.
Anytime.
And I'm going to tell it for the fans out there that joined in and were expecting a different show. Yep. We were prepared to do the other show, and we were prepared to give equal time. Like I said, I have not picked a side. I'm on the side of the truth, and that's all I want's the truth. And these people keep saying that they have information, but they don't bring it. So there were people that were supposed to be here tonight to bring that information, and they did not show. But they did hide in the corners and try and throw shade here and there. And I'll be honest, I don't respect that at all. I don't think anybody does. As Stephen said, stand on business.
Yeah, I'm sure they're in the comments somewhere. It's a shame. If you're gonna speak on something, stand on it. Come give your side of it. Especially to somebody like myself and you who just want to hear what the truth is.
And that's all I want, is I want to hear the truth. You know, if it didn't happen the way the story's been told, tell me what you know and tell me what's different. Right. I'd love to hear it. But, it is what it is, guys. I'm sorry. The people didn't show up. Maybe you can get in the comment section and ask them why they didn't.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 or 4 of them that their invitation was given in the comment section. So if you want to know why they're not here, ask them. I don't know. I haven't kicked anybody out.
Nope. No, like what they say, a ATM, back up to the wall and take on all comers. Come on. Let's speak about it. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it, man. Y'all take care.
Stephen, it's good to see you, buddy. Keep putting out that fire content.
Likewise.
It's good to meet you.
We'll
nice to meet you, Mr. Todd.
All right, you guys be good. Good talking with you.
Likewise.
Yes.
This has been Todd Edwards with Tick Bite NC, and all I'm gonna say is I gave the microphone to the people, and I said, "Hey, come on and talk. Tell your story. Don't hide in the comment section and shout at the wall." Had some people that said, "I'm definitely gonna be there," and they didn't show up. That tells me a lot about you. It tells me a lot about you, and it tells me a lot about your character. So stay salty. That's all I can tell you. Next time, who knows what we're going to talk about? I'll talk to you later. Good night.